Hello lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. We are doing another makeup video. Second makeup video in 1 month. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I have been really on the hunt for finding some clean beauty products because that's really important to me. We're trying really hard to cut out some of the toxins in our products, or as many of the toxins as we can, and I know that clean beauty is not for everybody. I've had people tell me that clean beauty is a sham, but when you start to read the labels and you learn a little bit more about what is in these products, then yeah, it feels like a lot less of a sham and a lot more of like an investment into your own health. You by no means have to buy into clean beauty at all whatsoever, but I do, so that's what this video is going to be about. I am doing a full review of Beauty Care Naturals. It's a super sweet company that offers a myriad of products, and I do have a code for you guys, so if any of this tickles your fancy or you want to try any of these out, be sure to stick around to the end because I'll obviously be sharing that with you. But I want you to see the products first, see if any of these sound interesting to you. Yeah, so I'll share that with you at the end. As I've been trying to clean up toxins in like a lot of different areas, the ones that are kind of the hardest for me to let go are cleaning products and beauty products, because I am so attached to good makeup. Like my go-to daily foundation is Estee Lauder, and it's like 40 bucks a bottle. I love good foundation, I love good eyeliner, good mascara. So I just had this preconceived notion that like clean beauty could not be as good as, you know, its less than clean counterpart. So I was really hesitant to try anything. And I had been following Beauty Care Naturals for a while on Instagram, and I was like, you know what, Jamie, just take the plunge. So I've been using their products for a couple weeks now, and I am, the Brits would say, I'm chuffed. I mean, there's some products that are like, hard no, not for me, but other products that I'm like, hello, new daily holy grail, you have changed my life. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. First up, we are going to talk about their brightening and tightening eye cream. I really love the texture of this. Now it does come a little bit separated, which is fine by me because oftentimes it can be a chemical that is introduced that causes the two products to mix and stay together. And I do tend to get dry under eyes and dry inner upper lids right here. So having a solid eye cream is really important to me because like I hate when I get dry eyelids because you can't cover that up no matter what. You put concealer on, it just looks like dragon scales. So I can't quite attest to whether or not this has been brightening or tightening just yet, but it is smooth, it is wonderful. I do give it a couple of minutes to kind of soak into my skin and don't directly apply stuff immediately on top of it because it is such a creamy consistency that obviously stuff would just kind of slide around. I will continue to use this. I'm so thrilled that I found this. Haven't seen any long-term lasting results yet, but I love it for daily use. Okay, next on the list is their Flawless Face Primer. You know that feeling when you put on chapstick and it feels so good on your lips that you kind of, why does this seem, you know that feeling when you put chapstick on your lips and it feels so good that you just like kind of keep running it over your lips? That is this face primer. I'm obsessed. Like putting it on, it's so soft, it is so smooth, it makes my skin feel incredible. I am throwing out all of my other face primers. Like for sure, this is so great. It's got a silky smooth consistency. It dries so nicely. It like leaves my skin feeling so soft. I will say I have not used that much of the product at all. I mean, I've had it for 2-3 weeks, and it does look like it's about halfway empty, but it could just be that they're using a larger jar for the amount of product that you get. But that's never an encouraging thing to like open a product and be like, oh, it looks halfway gone already. But this, oh, I just got a little bit on my fingers. It feels so nice. It helps my makeup to stay all day long. I have not found it to clog my pores, which is really good. I may or may not have forgotten to take off my makeup a couple of times while wearing this, and I did not wake up to any of the bumps or small pimples that I would typically have in the past on the random few occasions that I slept with my makeup on. Next up, their concealer. I got their concealer in number 2, although I think she recommended I get it in number 3, because you can actually send in a picture of your bare face and your typical foundation that you use, and they will color match you, just like on Instagram. You can DM and they'll do it for you, which I will say, like, their color matching is, I'm going to be doing a lot of chef's kisses throughout this because I'm really satisfied with the majority of the results. So she did recommend I get a 3, but I got a 2. Because I'm a rebel. And as you can see, I have dark under eyes. Always have had them, very sensitive to them. It's just such a treat, genetics, you know? So I'm extremely particular about concealers. This took me a minute to get on board with. I prefer a fuller coverage concealer because I don't like when this shows. I don't like the commentary that I get. It's just, you know, one of those insecurities that it's kind of hard to get over. So getting used to this concealer took me a minute, but I did find the trick to kind of making this work for me because I like a higher coverage concealer. I will actually apply it before my foundation, put my foundation on, and then add another coat afterwards, and then I will slightly bake it in with some powder, just a translucent powder. This is extremely creamy in consistency. Like I said before, I do get dry under eyes and dry inner upper eyelid. So I don't get dragon scale eyes with this. It's still a lighter coverage than I would necessarily prefer, but I could see this definitely being a wonderful option for a lot of people. I'm just really sensitive to that. So if I double up and add translucent powder afterwards, I get the results that I'm looking for. So that is helpful. Okay. This foundation is the best foundation I've ever tried in my entire life. It is so freaking good. I'm obsessed. I'm a convert. I want to use this every single day. It has I don't have any face powder on top. You can see a little bit of my highlight here. I would say it's not necessarily matte, but it's not matte. It's like satin finish. Or like eggshells the finish, right? It's like in between the two. And I've never really fully understood what buildable coverage meant until this little beauty walked into my life. First of all, the color matches my skin perfectly. I can do one quick light layer. My natural skin still shows through. You can see freckles. You can see some skin imperfections, but obviously creates a much more authentic looking face. Or I can go in with another round, especially on days where I'm doing filming and my face tends to get washed out or doesn't look great on camera. I do choose to go a little bit heavier on days when I'm filming. So if I do a second layer of this, it's not as full coverage as my Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it's pretty darn stinking close, and it does come across more matte the more layers you put on. One thing I love about this is the packaging design. Inside the lid, there's like the hole that the dropper goes through is tighter, so it actually scrapes off the makeup on the outside of the dropper. Love that, because sometimes it can kind of get gunky around the lid. So after using this almost every single day for a handful of weeks, it's still nice and clean on the inside. We're not getting into that residual product, which I think is great. Next up is their creamy bronzer. I got it in the shade medium. Looks like an orangey brown in the pan. This is orange. And even as I was filming and I was like doing my makeup earlier and watching it on camera, it does not appear as orange as it is in person. I'm not a fan. Now, the consistency of the product, how it applies, how it stays throughout the day, how it feels on my skin, I love all of those things. I do not like the color of this. Now, they do offer different colors. I chose this color. I do love the blendability of it. Look at that. Like, it does blend really nicely. So this isn't a knock to them. The formula is incredible. It's just not the right color. Don't like it for me. Next, I went for their peach blush. I do actually like this one. I would say it's not super pigmented, but it's not one of those that you have to keep applying and applying and applying to actually see color deposit. But you can see how these two together combined make for very orange cheekbones. I love the peach tone. It's really sweet. It's really soft and it blends out super nicely, which I do like. It's just a lot with oh great, I probably did a little too much. I'm just trying to wipe out the excess. But I have been on the hunt for a decent peach blush. I've got plenty of pinks, plenty of rose colors, plenty of reds. I love this one. This one's a lot of fun. I've used it with a couple of the other bronzers that I have, and I love those combos tremendously. Next, we have this gorgeous nummy highlight. Now I will say the packaging's not the same, so you can see the dropper is like covered in it. It is much thicker in consistency than I thought it would be, and it could be because I'm not shaking it well enough. So it's definitely a cream based or creamy consistency highlighter. I will get a little bit on my ring finger and then just tap it along my cheekbone, go up on my brow bone, do a little bit on my nose, on my cupid's bow. I love the subtle glow of this. I do love this highlight. It's not too pink, it's not too orange. It's like a warm champagne, because I know champagne can pull icy a little bit sometimes. So this is a new holy grail everyday item for me, for sure. Next up, I got one of their 3 or 4 eyeshadow palette in this very trendy color set of like orangey browns. Super, super in right now. I will say that these are not super, super pigmented. It does require a little bit of work and a little bit of layering and reapplying to get that darker, deeper effect that sometimes I want. I do think these colors are absolutely stunning though. So I wouldn't say that this completely replaces all of the eyeshadows that I have. It's good. It's not replacing anything, but it's good. Now let's talk eyeliners. So I got the pencil eyeliner and the liquid eyeliner. There is a learning curve to new eyeliners. I'm still on that curve. I've only used this like twice, and I definitely messed up doing it today, so it took some time. Don't look too close. They're not twins or sisters, these wings today. They're so this is taking some getting used to. The applicator is, now this does have that same smaller inner circle to really make sure it's dragging the product off of the wand before you pull it out. But what I do find is I kind of have to twirl it around just a little bit to make sure I'm getting the excess off that tip. I don't find this kind of applicator to be extremely forgiving, and as a person who sometimes has shaky hands, that could be a little hard to use. But I would say that's more of me and my techniques and what I'm used to, and less of a knock against this. I like it. I'm not used to it. I'm not chucking any of my other eyeliners in the trash just yet, but if I can get the hang of this, then it's definitely going to be a staple moving forward. The pencil's so good. It is so good. It's like, we're all gonna have different preferences when it comes to eyeliner pencils. I always smudge my pencil. I always smudge my eyeliner pencil, like always, always, always. So I never just leave a harsh line. I need something that'll smudge a little bit, but won't go all over the place. I've had eyeliners in the past where I use it, I smudge it out, and then go look in the mirror a little bit later, and it's like leaked down my eyes, or it transfers onto my upper lid because it doesn't dry down ever, or it just stays kind of waxy or kind of creamy. This does not do that. However, it is still very blendable, and I can still very easily smoke out that line. Will this replace current eyeliners? Yes. Yes, it will. I definitely don't need to keep any of the other ones when I have a clean beauty option that works exactly how I want it to. This is so good. I'm so glad I have this. I'm gonna work on the liquid one. It's just not the applicator that I'm used to or the formula that I'm used to. It gets the job done. It's not replacing anything. This, all day, baby. Okay, next let's talk mascara. I'm very particular about mascara. I have been a CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara girl for years, and I'm talking years. I've got pretty decent length on these lashes. Like, I never want to lengthen them. That's not a desire of mine. I don't need to do it. In fact, when I use lengthening mascara, I will knock my eyelids like crazy because they're so long, they just like flap into them. I always go for volumizing. Beauty Care Naturals only has a lengthening option, and I tried to make it volumizing. And I even talked about it in stories, and she messaged me and she's like, try just going with one coat. And I'm like, but I want volume. So I am aware that this mascara is not intended to add volume. It is intended to be lengthening, which is not something that I particularly look for. Now, am I still using it? Absolutely. It's just gonna be for my more natural days for mascara. I will definitely keep looking for a non-toxic volumizing replacement, but if you are interested in a lengthening mascara, this definitely does that. The amount of times I just knock my own eyelids because my lashes are so long, I know my silver spoon is so cold, is pretty astronomical. Now, the applicator for this is interesting. We've got long on one side, we've got short on the other side. It does take some getting used to. The formula is tacky and stays tacky kind of throughout the day. I don't think it ever fully dries. Still feels slightly tacky to the touch. That's very common for a bunch of mascaras. What I typically use goes completely dry, so that took a little bit of getting used to. This is not the kind of mascara that you can take a nap with and wake up looking normal. But once I got used to the applicator and the formula, I really do enjoy this mascara. It's different than what I'm used to. I'm getting used to it. But my favorite part about this is how easily you can remove it. It kind of comes off in like, it kind of comes off your lashes in like sections, which is awesome. That means it's not getting into my eyes, it's not getting all over my face as much. It's because it stayed tacky, it like sticks together. As you're removing it, I'm not selling this well, and I apologize. I love taking this mascara off versus any other mascara I've ever worn. It comes off so easily. So that's honestly why I lean towards it on some days, especially when I'm not filming. I'm like, I'm just gonna toss on a couple coats of this because I know tonight I'm gonna be so grateful I did. Is that a reason to like a mascara and use mascara? I don't know, you be the judge of that. I'm gonna speed on up because I think we're running out of stuff, right? Okay. Next, let's talk brows. So I went for their blonde brow pencil. Now the pencil is in a triangle shape, which some may love, some may not. I am used to a very skinny tip, so I could like draw in hairs. I like the applicator. I'm getting used to the triangle effect. It's a lot faster than some of the other skinny pencils I've used in the past, but I do have a lot less control. But that means that my eyebrows are done like that, which is absolutely wonderful. And that has a spoolie on the other end. I do like blending my brow liner in, so it's not just like harsh lines, but nice and smoothed out. So is this replacing what I currently have? Well, I currently don't have any brow pencils because I ran out of what I had before. So yes, no, maybe, I don't know. But I would get a different color from them moving forward. I like the formula. I like the product. Getting used to the applicator, not a like raving fan of the color on me. And then for brow gel, I actually went for their clear brow gel, which a lot of people do rave about. I really, really like this. It's starting to get a little bit discolored because I'm putting on top of the brow liner that I already have. But my eyebrows do stay in place all day without feeling like there's hairspray on them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because there's some of those brow gels that are like, it's like Aquanet for them, you know? Where it's like those suckers aren't going anywhere. You need a chisel at the end of the day. They're like stuck together, they hurt. You might not know what I'm talking about. Or you get the opposite effect of like, you put on a brow gel and then an hour later it's like, brow gel don't know hurt. It's disappeared, gone somewhere like south for the winter or whatever. That I do feel like this is a really nice convergence of like staying in place without being too hard. This will replace all of my brow gels for sure. I mean, I might finish out using what I currently have, but I really like the formula on this. I can see why people rave about this. It's a lot of fun. And the last thing I got is the SPF powder. I did not put this on today because I don't feel like the color quite works for me. I didn't see any color options when I purchased. There was just the one. And it's not a translucent powder. It's definitely a colored powder, so I don't feel like the tone quite works for my skin. This probably won't be replacing anything. I probably won't be reordering this. I'll continue to figure out if I can find a way to work it into my routine, or maybe I'm not using it correctly. And as with all these things, take it with a grain of salt. Everyone, as they're learning new products, you gotta give it some grace. You gotta give it a couple of tries before you know if it's actually gonna work for you and your lifestyle or not, which is why I've been using these for a few weeks. There are a few products in here that will be my holy grail products. You saw that I'm like super, super jazzed about. I will be replacing my current beauty items with these items. So excited to find clean beauty that actually works and looks incredible and stays on my face and like looks good on camera, but I can also feel good about, feels good on my skin. So many good things with a lot of these products. If you guys are interested in trying anything from Beauty Care Naturals, she was so sweet as to give me a discount code. So if you guys are interested, it's Jamie Wolfer BCN for 10% off, which if nothing else, try the foundation and get that dang brow gel because I'm so excited about those two along with quite a few of the other products. And I hope you guys will be just as excited as I am because it's so freaking good. I promise this will not turn into a makeup channel, but like if I keep finding good stuff, we're gonna need to talk about it, okay? And be sure to subscribe while you're here. Ring that bell so you get notification every time I upload a video. And until next time, bye guys!